Hello everyone, welcome to the Anime Recap Media YouTube channel. Please like the video, subscribe to help our channel and enjoy this full video.
Baki is training hard when Captain Citroidum comes to see him, and informs him of a shocking announcement recently discovered by the world's scientists. The front page of the newspaper he gave Baki, that this is a creature stronger than the T-Rex. He is at a mining site. The workers were digging a mine when they accidentally discovered a horrifying scene. Inside the ice they were about to excavate was the image of an oversized man fighting a tyrannosaur. Scientist Albert Payne feels grateful to the soldiers of the mines for helping him uncover something that could shake the world. However, Payne says he cannot make this public at the moment because it would obscure all modern theories. Today is the 91st day of Professor Payne's Pickle Revival Project. Countless electrode wires were attached to Pickle's body. The starting temperature for life was adjusted appropriately. Trainee Arn was reading an adult book when he came up with the idea of sneaking T-Rex's meat and cooking it in a sauce. However, what he did not expect was that the smell of the dish woke Pickle's hungry stomach. Upon awakening from a 200-million-year slumber, Pickle found the whole scene beside him extremely mysterious and strange. The lights were bright and the wires were running horizontally. However, only one thing was the familiar scent wafting from Alan's area. Alan was eating comfortably when he suddenly turned around, and his face quickly changed from normal to shocked when he saw Pickle looking at him. However, Pickle only took a few sniffs with his nose and then turned to leave. The stupid Alan didn't know that, and even rummaged through the closet to take out a pistol and fired a few times at Pickle. Alan then runs to the freezer and unlocks the door for Pickle to meet the Tyrannosaur. He then called the police force and narrated everything. Albert Payne thinks a few police cars won't be enough to stop the prehistoric creature, but the sheriff doesn't care. It was not until Pickle broke the wall of the freezer. Pickle also rushes to attack the MPBM. MPBM had just used one of the Pickle's claws when he hit the metal armor plate with a single punch. The microcontroller was so scared that he pressed the arm rotation button and wished he could knock Pickle down. It was the MPBM that whirled in the air and was blown away. The captain realizes how weak the modern world is in the face of this mighty individual and decides to go alone to meet Pickle in person. He took off all his clothes and completely revealed his bare legs. For the first time since Pickle woke up, he saw eyes that were not hostile. "I want to take you to a place where there will be people as strong as you." Although he could not understand the meaning of the words, Pickle understood the message and shook the captain's hand. Hanma Yujiro also came. He used his bare hands to gently cut the door and the main road to meet Pickle. Meanwhile, Retsukayo also successfully broke in. Ever since that news was broadcast, he had felt an urge to witness the mysterious incident. At this point, Retsukayo defeated the soldier after following for a while and discovered where they held Pickle. After sneaking in through the ventilation duct, Retsu met Shinogi Koso in Pickle's cell to his surprise. However, it wasn't just the two of them who were attracted to his wildness and wanted to come here to compete. Besides them, there are other people like Dappo, Jack, Mr. Goki, Kasumi, Jetsukayo. They were pondering over who would be the first to confront Pickle when they discovered that he was still sleeping soundly. After Jack kicked him in the leg of the tree where he was sleeping, Pickle opened his eyes and stepped out confidently in front of a group of modern-day gladiators. At this time, Hanma Yujiro also appeared and called them all the gangsters, too angry to be humiliated. The young karate fighter Kasumi launched a kick to attack Hanma Yujiro. However, he easily dodged it and even removed his thick rope. Yujiro directly broke the tempered glass door and entered the cell without a key. Yujiro tells Pickle that he doesn't understand his voice, but must understand the emotion of the words as well as the 8 of them gathered here to confront him. In an era when the strongest creature roamed the earth, he ate the strongest animal ever. Yujiro was very interested in that and showed his fist to Pickle. At the moment when the two collided, a strange light suddenly flashed. At this time, in front of Pickle, the image of the Tyrannosaur was once again recreated. Pickle changed his attitude from amazement to encouragement. Yujiro sensed Pickle's power and had to use a technique that caused Pickle to fall to the ground. The aftershocks from the collision caused the most powerful creature on the planet to sweat. At this time, the loudspeaker of the U.S. military force sounded to announce that they had sealed off the entire place. Commander Henry of the company of the 301st Battalion ran to Yujiro and apologized for disturbing him while he was enjoying the party. However, since Pickle is humanity's great treasure, I hope Mr. Hanma will leave and let everything be fine. Yujiro agrees on one condition. that they release all 8 other warriors, and so Hanma and 8 other warriors were taken to a location 10 kilometers from the US military camp. However, there was still one more person out of the 8 people who had not been able to get in the car to leave this place.
With the help of Lieutenant and Tokugawa, Professor Pain reluctantly arranges a fight between Zetsukayo and Pickle, with Pickle lying on his back in the middle of the arena. Most animals find a secluded spot to sleep, avoiding potential attacks while they are defenseless. However, Pickle is different. He sleeps fearlessly and naturally. Living in the age of dinosaurs, he can sleep so peacefully that it's truly impressive. This sleeping posture exemplifies the creature at the top of the food chain, the regal sleeping posture of a king. Suddenly, Pickle gets up, and the wild beast realizes he is facing a worthy opponent. Without hesitation, Pickle swings his arms, landing a blow on Zetsukayo's arm, causing him to crash into the arena wall, even though he tried to use both legs to remain stable. Zetsukayo realizes that using brute strength alone won't be enough to defeat Pickle, so he resorts to using tricks. As Pickle charges towards him, Zetsukayo sidesteps and delivers a punch to Pickle's primitive face, catching him off guard. He then uses his hair to blind Pickle and sweeps his leg, making the formidable creature fall on his behind. Zetsukayo concludes his barrage of attacks with another punch to Pickle's face. However, Pickle's response to all of this is tears. He cries, and his tears stream down his eyes. A typical person would have died instantly, but Pickle remains seated, shedding tears like. However, to everyone's surprise, Pickle suddenly raises both hands and slaps Zetsukayo's face. He then picks him up, and while crying and lamenting, bites him twice on the left shoulder. Zetsukayo spins, resembling a primitive caveman, and manages to escape from the predicament. He realizes that his punches are entirely useless against Pickle, who is enjoying the taste of his opponent. Zetsukayo took off his shoes, and the other 3 people in the stands thought he was serious. However, his current feeling is to feel shame and humiliation. In his mind, there are only 2 words left: humiliation and regret. Zetsukayo sheds tears, realizing that martial arts have lost their effectiveness. He gives up on using martial arts against Pickle, resorting to a windmill punch, a move that all kids have used. Now, Pickle feels extremely perplexed as his super strong opponent evades his attacks as if he were dealing with a bunch of kids. Just when Pickle unleashes a straight punch, Zetsukayo instinctively tilts and blocks it with his leg, before countering with a sweeping punch. The martial arts skills of Zetsukayo are gradually coming back. Even Zetsukayo himself is surprised by. After a powerful leap, Pickle collides head-on with the strongest opponent of the day, sending him crashing into the arena wall. Zetsukayo pierces through the arena wall and flies straight through the entrance of the fighter's area, slamming into the opposite wall. The ancient spear has triumphed, Zetsukayo has been defeated, and Pickle sheds tears as he starts moving again. Professor Pain mentions that it's time for dinner, as Zetsukayo and Tokugawa had agreed that if Pickle defeats Zetsukayo, Zetsukayo will become his meal. Tokugawa is not pleased with this arrangement and immediately rushes after Pickle to intervene. However, for Pickle, eating is his way of bidding farewell. He then takes one of Zetsukayo's legs and eats it. Pickle only stops when Professor Pain secretly administers a very powerful tranquilizer. When Zetsukayo wakes up in the hospital bed, he feels deeply ashamed and embarrassed. He had broken his promise to Pickle that if Pickle defeated him, he would allow himself to be devoured like prey. Baki suddenly appears and inquires about his injuries. Zetsukayo had been too overconfident in his abilities and acted as if he had everything under control. Surely the inner pain will follow him to the end of his. At the scene, 2 elderly individuals were astonished by the situation, as Pickle had just broken the door and made his escape. He simply wanted to find a high spot to sit and enjoy the lights. A tall man was searching for a place to relieve himself, choosing an incredibly desolate spot to let out his pent-up flood. However, surprise struck when a sudden hand grabbed him and pulled him in. Despite his resistance, it was in vain. This young man, Pickle, had assumed the guise of an intellectual to join the community, arousing curiosity and leading everyone around to believe he was a true player. Even when Pickle was sent flying hundreds of meters by a collision with a truck on the road, he quickly got up and stared at the truck as if it were a challenging rhinoceros. He promptly engaged in a wild altercation with the truck, leaving everyone in awe as if he were a monster. And all his efforts were not in vain as it contained a plethora of delicious fresh meat, captivating him in an endless eating frenzy. Pickle managed to escape the control of the elderly Toku in the martial arts arena, presenting a prime opportunity for Katsumi to showcase his talent. His determination rallied a crowd of up to 55,000 fellow martial artists, all sharing a common goal: to seek Pickle and avenge Retsukayo. Meanwhile, Pickle found himself lured into a love hotel by an attendant, with incredibly alluring women welcoming him. However, before Pickle could make a move, a member of Katsumi's gang appeared and intervened. Yet it seemed this hotel attendant wasn't very cooperative, prompting him to call upon 500 associates to surround the scene, forcing the little guy to yield the space to this special guest. But at that moment, Hanayama appeared. It seemed like someone had arrived in the territory to stir up trouble. Hanayama's men quickly closed in on their opponent and issued threats, but before they could even finish speaking, they were swiftly kicked away with a knife. Pickle and Hanayama engaged in an extraordinary knife-wielding handshake, leaving everyone in awe of their coolness. In a rapid moment, Pickle launched a decisive attack on his opponent. The soldier saw it coming and tried to counter, but his hand was crushed, breaking his bone. After dealing with the situation, Pickle turned his back and walked away, disregarding the interference of Katsumi's gang. Hanayama returned for a showdown with Pickle, managing to block the opponent's powerful strike and surprising Pickle. Hanayama quickly countered with full force, and just as it seemed there would be a double-handed duel, unexpectedly, Baki stepped in. Pickle noticed the Hanma bloodline flowing within Baki, and respected that strength, leading them both to exchange legendary punches. Baki performed a surprising 360-degree turn and countered with a kick, making him realize that Pickle possessed a power on par with his grandfather's. Pickle was intrigued by Baki and wanted to fight him. Old man Tokugawa grew fearful upon seeing Pickle, intending to attack Baki, concerned about facing Yujiro's wrath if Baki were harmed. However, young Baki refused to listen and engaged in banter with Pickle, earning himself a kick that sent him flying up into the stands. He then danced a wild dance to taunt his opponent. But Baki was already unconscious, so old man Tokugawa wanted to quickly remove him as he probably didn't have any bones left intact after lying here for a while.
How was the video? We hope it was good. If so, please check these videos. Also, please comment down your thoughts and your suggestions for future videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing now to show the support to our channel. We hope to see you soon with another video right in this channel. Have a nice day.